the longer I think about it, the more awesome my music choices get for the gym, and I'm just really excited about it. So I want to talk about it a little bit and then talk about like how I have come to this point. So I'm still trying to figure out the schedule, like what we'll play when. I was gonna do like different types of music throughout the day, but I don't like that then, because if somebody only comes at a certain point of the day every day, they'll only hear a certain type of music, and I don't like that. I think they might get sick of it. Wow, I actually my arm looks muscular in this with this lighting, and it never looks muscular. But so I've at first I just was like, we'll do kind of classic warehouse rock, like uncle rock, old man rock, like, I don't know, classic rock essentially. But the more I was thinking about it, the more I realized like that is not, I don't think it's interesting. It's a thing that exists, and I'm trying to build something that doesn't currently exist as far as I know. So I've kept a couple of those songs in it, but right now I have 3 playlists. One is rock, and that's like some pop punk, screamo, emo, metalcore, then some classic rock and just like good old fashioned rock and roll. And I really like that because I think it carries a younger energy, and it's just more unique than going in and hearing, I don't know, Hell's Bells, which I love, but going in and hearing Hell's Bells at every warehouse gym. I think Hell's Bells is actually on the playlist because I like the chugging. But so I've got a rock playlist, and then I've got a rap playlist, which is just like all the rap that I like. There's some old school stuff in it. Again, I feel like you can go in any gym and hear like old Biggie Smalls and stuff like that. But I'm really keeping it up to date with stuff that I like and stuff that I have just found on other rap gym playlists. I just want to make sure that I run the gamut of eras. In all of this, I want to make sure that I run the gamut of eras because like it kind of reflects what I'm trying to do, which is blend old school industrial warehouse with modern sensibilities, modern technology, just like keep the energy of an old school industrial gym, but make better equipment, a better user experience, more cool, more fun interior decor, clean bathrooms, and make everything very intentional. And the music I'm now coming to see is kind of reflecting that. So I've got the rock music and the rap playlist, the rock playlist and the rap playlist, and then I've got an electronic playlist, which I struggle with a little bit because I don't want it to feel like a rave. But there's some good kind of trap adjacent electronic and EDM that I think is good for a gym, but also it's not always good. Like it would have to be used strategically or sparingly. And I don't want to do dubstep. I just don't think it works. My goal is to have like a smooth, high, consistent level of energy and attitude that is pumped through the music. So I was thinking about doing a daily schedule, and then I was thinking about combining them all into one playlist and just having that on shuffle and tweaking some of the mixes so that like a song with a really long outro would get cut off before the end of the outro and things like that. But I was just at a gym in Ohio, and I'm going to do kind of a review on it soon. I was just at a gym in Ohio, and they talk about, or he had signs up on the wall above the desk that said like Mondays, like Meathead Monday, Classic Rock Tuesday, Rap Wednesday, whatever. And he had a different type of music for each day, and I kind of like that. I don't have 7 different types, but I might be able to do like Monday, like playlist 1 is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Playlist 2 is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday is a mix of both of them, or I'm not really sure. Or it doesn't have to be a weekly schedule either. I would just have to find a way to automate it, which I'm sure I could. But anyways, that is how I'm thinking about music for the gym. Now I'm gonna do a little clip that I already recorded about how I'm trying to justify playing all sorts of good music with wanting to have a gym that is still honoring to God, because Christian music sucks by and large. I want my gym to be a business that is honoring to Jesus, that partners with God to help restore a broken world. I also want my gym to kick ass. And I have had trouble rectifying those two in terms of music, because music is a critically important part of the energy, atmosphere, attitude of a gym. Not just like the volume, the sound quality, and most importantly, the actual stuff that is played. And so I've had trouble rectifying or justifying the fact that I want to have a gym that is honoring to God with the fact that Christian music by and large is corny and sucks, and nobody would want to work out to it, or at least I don't. But this morning I thought of, and I'm probably taking this out of context, whatever. I thought of when Paul said, "Become all things to all people." And I think that might be the balancing that I've been looking for. Because when the early church was founded in Jerusalem, people didn't just say like, good, we have this thing. We're gonna wait for people to come to it. We're gonna wait for people to come to our thing. They went out and they met people where they were. In this case, geographically, but there was some cultural things too that I think Paul has talked about. So I think there's something biblically sound about meeting people where they are culturally. And like, just because I want my business to be honoring to God, I would say that if I decide I'm gonna only play music that was written to honor God, I think that might be less honoring to him in the long term, because that, like, then people won't come. And would I rather have a certain type of music that no one hears and that doesn't affect actual lifestyle change? Or would I rather play metalcore and rap and rock and electronic and whatever people who go to the gym want to listen to? Would I rather play all of that and then have them come to to a gym whose music rules? And that is where, like, they come to a place that meets them where they are. And then at that point, like, their lives get better. So, yep. Oh, one other thing. I read Brian Dobson, who's the founder and owner of Metroflex Arlington, which is the gym where Ronnie Coleman did most of his training at. Like, you've probably seen the videos of him in there. It's like an old grungy hardcore gym. And Brian became saved at a certain point in his life, and he also had a hard time justifying his, like, the music that worked well in a gym with what honored God. I remember a statement, and I don't remember the exact words, but he said, like, you'd walk in and have the 10 Commandments sitting up on the front desk, and then you'd hear Ronnie in the back blasting music that talks about breaking 8 of the 10 Commandments. And in the book, he didn't ever, like, he just kind of accepted that that's what it was. But the Lord still used that gym to make broken things whole. And getting eaten by flies out here. And I think I can too.